Hi, I'm Charlie, and in this episode of Expectations, I'll be doing a preview on the upcoming event IEM Katowice. There's a total of 8 teams participating in this event, 2 from each of the major regions. The 8 teams are split into 2 groups of 4, and they'll be going through a double elimination bracket to see who will end up on the top. The top 2 teams from each group will then play a series of best of 3s in the best of 5 finals. The first team in Group A is ESC Ever. Ever has a bit of an interesting background. They failed to qualify for the LCK Spring Split, but they were managed to beat SKT and CJ in the Caspa Cup. Then they continued their success in the IEM Cologne 3-2 Team QG from China. Currently, they're one of the best challenger teams in Korea with their new support Totoro, but their old support Key has returned to the team recently. When I think of Team Ever, the first thing comes to my mind is their support player Key. His Bard's play has been a big part of Team Ever's success. Even in IEM, he was able to consistently drown out Bard bans from the other teams. Team Ever's top laner Crazy reminds me a bit like Darshan. He only likes to play carry top laners and like to split push for his team to win. However, just like Darshan, sometimes he likes to overextend and become vulnerable to enemy ganks. Next team in Group A is Origin. Origin earned a spot from 3-0 CLG in the IEM San Jose. Everybody had a lot of expectations for Origin because how well they did at Worlds. However, in the current split, they're only 7-7 sitting in the middle of the pack. Sven was considered one of the best AD carries in Europe. However, his recent play with Mithy has been underwhelming. Both of them have been losing their lane and not becoming a big impact for the team. The next player is Power of Evil. He is the only roster change that the Origin made after Worlds. He has yet to show up, and he has really big shoes to fill left by XPK. Then this tournament is his chance to show how he can play against the other mid laners in the world. The third team Group A is RNG, which stands for Royal Never Give Up, not to be confused with the Renegades. Currently, they're sitting as one of the top teams in LPL, and they even have a 10-man roster. However, they've only used the same 5 players throughout the whole split. A big part of Royal success has been due to their jungler, MLXG. He is a young Chinese jungler who has been a big threat for the team. He can play both high pressure as well as farming style jungling to whatever the team needs. One of the veteran players on Royal is the support player Mata, who has won Worlds in the past. He has aggressive lane style, which lets his AD get ahead and carry the game from the bot lane. It'll be interesting to see how Mata roams and make plays in this tournament against the other international teams. The last team Group A is Team Solo Mid. Their last experience in IEM was not a good one. They fell short early, however, they look like they have potential. Going through the NA LCS Spring Split, they're currently sitting at 8-6 at 4th spot. They're struggling to become a top team, and they don't look like they have what it takes to compete at Katowice. The new imports of TSM, Yellowstar and Svenskeren, have not lived up to their expectations. Yellowstar's laning phase has been weak with double lift, and Svenskeren has failed to make a huge impact in the game. Going on forward to Katowice, those two need to create more synergy and become more consistent for TSM to have any chance of success. Going into Group B, we have SKT. They're 2-time world champions, but they're currently sitting in the middle of the pack in the LCK split season. This reminds me of how SKT was in Season 4. Even though they didn't perform well in the spring split, they managed to win All-Stars Paris. That brings us to the jungler Bangy. Bangy has not been a consistent part of the team. He has very high highs and very low lows. On some days when Dang performs well, SKT seems to win, but majority of the time, Bangy has not been able to show up to play. The second team in Group B is Fnatic. Fnatic reminds me a lot of TSM. On paper, both their rosters look very good. However, going on the stage, the players seem to not work together as well as they should, and they're both in the middle of the pack of the season. The new Korean duo of Fnatic is Gemsu and Spirit. They're not nearly as success as Ronover and Huni, but they definitely show some potential. At this event, they can possibly step up and carry Fnatic through the group stages. The third team in Group B is the Chinese team QG Reapers. In their last experience at IEM, they took Ever to a close best of 5, going 2-3 in the finals. However, they have been improving consistently ever since, and they're looking to be one of the best teams in China. QG has a 7-man roster, and unlike RNG, they have been using their bench players as much as their starters, QG's mid laner Doinby has been a consistent backbone for the team. He's performed really well on few champions, but he hasn't been challenged for a big champion pool. At this event, other teams might be able to take advantage of his small champion pool. The other player to watch for on QG is their jungler Swift. Swift is imported from Korea and has been a big part of QG's success. Swift is extremely high pressure, aggressive jungler. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. And QG's success has been depending on which Swift shows up to play. When Swift plays well in snowballs, the teams tend to win, and when he doesn't do well, the team tends to lose. The last team in Group B is Counter Logic Gaming. They're coming off of a hot streak, winning against Cloud9 and Immortals. They're hoping to continue their success in the IEM Katowice. CLG is on a 4-game win streak and currently the second place team in the NALCS. Going into this tournament, they're looking to prove themselves against the international teams again and bring further success. With that being said, how CLG will do in this tournament will be heavily based on how well Darshan and Xmisi will work together against the other top and jungle duos. Now that we looked at all the teams, for Group A, I think it'll be Everett and Royal moving forward to the semifinals, and for Group B, it'll be SKT and QG. Of these 4 top teams, I think that SKT will ultimately take another international title under their belt. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know who do you think will win IEM Katowice. Again, I'm Charlie, thanks for watching and see you next week.